Welcome back. Next up is Sree from Semtech. He's going to tell everything about the LR1110 chipset. Enjoy his talk.
Hello, I'm Alan Proithis, CEO of Capstone Partners, where we accelerate connected business. With me today is Sree Durbha, Director of Product Line Management from Semtech. Sree, welcome to our segment.
Thanks, Alan. Thank you very much. And it's great to be here and have this opportunity to chat with the audience.
I know it's not Amsterdam, but the good news is it's raining less on us, right? But let's start out. So your specific area of product interest at Semtech is the LoRa Edge, and there's been a lot in the media since some announcements last year at the show. So I think it'd be great because I don't think people realize everything that Semtech has been doing to advance this kind of functionality with LoRa. So maybe you could start by just telling us a bit about what is LoRa Edge?
Sure. Yeah, LoRa Edge is the industry's first multi-technology hardware, software, and cloud services integrated platform for continuous indoor-outdoor geolocation applications. And the hardware is a combination of a LoRa transceiver, a GNSS receiver, and a Wi-Fi passive scanner. And the software is natively embedded, allows users to connect to a LoRaWAN gateway out of the box. And the cloud services have a native implementation of a geolocation solver and also provide device and application services that users can use for their IoT deployments.
Interesting. So if I'm putting up, let's say I have an existing LoRa project where I have a bunch of sensors around, do I have to do anything in addition to what I already have to enable this kind of functionality on my current LoRa deployment?
Yeah, I mean, this is a brand new solution end to end. It has new hardware, new software, and new cloud services. So it will be a complete new deployment. Although our LoRa Cloud is enabled to function for all of our LoRa products, it's not tied to LoRa Edge specifically, but we've introduced some brand new functionality specifically geared towards geolocation and device and application services for LoRa Edge.
I think that's fantastic. You know, one of the big challenges around location with any LPWAN technology is the tax you pay, not just potentially for GPS chips, but even the battery tax is often being the biggest part of the BOM. And the more stuff you have going that consumes that battery, the more you spend on the battery, the bigger the package gets. It's a whole chain reaction. So I think it's fantastic that you're trying to solve what is a pretty top three problem, I think, in the IoT business. So I think that's a great approach. I mean, what are some of the key customer use cases you think of when you talk about this new functionality you've been deploying in the market?
Right. So this is a solution that's geared towards continuous indoor-outdoor geolocation, positioning and finding of objects. Right. So the application areas are diverse. They could be asset tracking, asset management, building automation, any application that requires geolocation, whether it's outdoors or indoors or continuous outdoor to indoor, is a perfect application for this solution. And we have broad-based interest from across the spectrum of our customer base, all the way from companies that are in shipping container, transportation, all the way to brand new application sign of our times, right? Contact tracing for social distancing and COVID applications as well.
Oh, that's fantastic. I mean, it's amazing how the terrible medical and societal and economic trauma we've experienced as a society has actually, I think, opened the door to more quickly deploying some of these solutions that help solve the problem. What are your thoughts? I mean, the big argument I always see too with connected devices is how much do you put on the device versus how much intelligence do you put in the cloud? I mean, how do you think about that balance between how you distribute that functionality?
Right. Going back to your earlier point about, battery life being one of the top three concerns of our customers, we really wanted to solve that problem as a top priority. So in getting at that problem, what we realized is every time the GNSS receiver is acquiring a signal, a satellite signal, and trying to construct a navigation message and trying to solve for the location fix. It's burning a lot of power, right, on the device, and that's the common way of computing a geolocation for any device out there. So what we did is we re-architected this computer engine, and we moved it from the device to the cloud. And that really brought the power consumption on the device down dramatically, really by an order of magnitude. So we were able to lower the power consumption about 10x.
Wow.
And there are independent studies out there that have verified this, comparing it, our device, our LoRa Edge product, end-to-end solution to what's out there, what's the most common device-based compute engines that are out there. So that's really what drove us to kind of re-architect our geolocation solver and locate it in the cloud. And most of the time, customers really want the location for some upstream application that they have, and that's usually hosted in the cloud, not on the device, not on the edge. So the edge device is really there to sense the environment, monitor the condition of the environment, and provide a geolocation fix, and really provide it, send it back to the cloud where upstream applications really want to use that and do other cool things. So in that sense, we are also helping lower the latency, right? You don't need to ping the device to get the location. Excuse me. You have the location available in the cloud when you need it with ultra low latency.
Yeah, that's fantastic. It's funny too, as we've seen sort of the evolutions of technology, people using everything from Wi-Fi signals to Bluetooth angle and time of arrival to what's going on with some of the cellular technologies. So how do you describe the accuracy that you're providing with this solution?
Right. Since this solution uses multiple radios, going from LoRa, which has the time difference of arrival for coarse-grained location, right, in the hundreds of meters, like 100 meter, 150 meter type accuracy, then going down to GNSS, which in perfect conditions, when you have a clear view of the sky, and in a multi-scan kind of capture environment, we were able to get down to 4 meter level of accuracy, right, with GNSS. And then as you go indoors, Wi-Fi is the perfect radio to do indoor positioning. And what we do is we are able to simultaneously capture MAC addresses from 6 access points in the vicinity. And we were able to match those MAC addresses up to a commercial database that we subscribe to in the cloud. And based on the positions of the access points, that correspond to the MAC addresses, we're able to triangulate and geolocate the position of the device that's capturing the MAC addresses, right? That uses LoRa Edge. And with that, we were able to get down to a 5 meter level accuracy, right, in perfect environments. So all in all, I think we are able to deliver, sub 10 meter level accuracy consistently for a lot of applications in an urban canyon environment where you only have half the sky view, and you're only able to acquire signal from a subset of the satellite vehicles. We are still able to deliver tens of meters level of accuracy, right? 15 to 20, 20, 25 meter. And for a lot of outdoor applications, that's pretty good level of accuracy.
Absolutely. People, I think, don't realize too that just like go from 2 nines or 5 nines reliability, to do sort of the equivalent move of a kilometer to half a kilometer to 100 meters to 50 to 10 meters, really are all very different use case applications, and you pay a premium for that more accurate location. And I think the ability to get to that level actually solves the majority of the problems out there. So that's fantastic. But last question I have to ask you, since it's January and we can still talk about predictions, is what do you see happening in 2021 for LoRa Edge and LoRa in general?
Right. I mean, a lot of these products, right, you're very aware of how things get done in the industry. It takes a lot of investment, upfront investment, and takes a lot of time and effort. So when we plan to introduce platforms like the LoRa Edge, especially those involving multiple components, hardware, software, and cloud services, we plan ahead, right? So there's a lot that we are, planning to do. There's more exciting things that we are planning to do in terms of, improving the accuracy. I'm pretty sure, everybody will find out if we keep up the pace of announcements that we did last year. So our goal is to really provide the most amount of choice within one device and within one unified system with hardware, software, and cloud services to our customers. So they have the ability to, choose the level of accuracy that they want to use for their application. They could stop at LoRa, they could use LoRa GNSS or LoRa GNSS Wi-Fi, or, even further improve it, as we roll out our additional products later on this year.
Oh, that's fantastic. Well, Sree, thank you so much for joining us for a few minutes. Hopefully we can have this conversation in beautiful Amsterdam next year, and best of luck for a very successful 2021.
Thank you very much, Alan. Good luck to you as well.